very good insights from today. So we're going over creating passive income, and we're going over how we can create wealth even with a steady paycheck. I don't want you guys to talk yourself out of wealth just because of the fact that you rely on a paycheck. Remember, we're thinking and both, not either or. But it's going to take discipline. So necessities, 55% of your income. Okay. Long-term savings, 10%. Okay. Financial freedom, 10%. Education, 10%. Playtime, 10%. Giving, 5%. No, I'm not the one that made this. This was made by the top financial people to say that this is what is actually very, very sustainable and will get you to wealth fast. When I did it, knowing me, of course, I'm going to try something different. So I had education at 20%. And then I told myself that, well, I'll put play down to 5%. I messed up the whole thing, but it worked for me for a while. But then I said, you know what? It worked. It clearly. We need to just follow the system. This system works. Okay. Good. Now, creating passive income, financial leverage. So, real estate rentals. That is a passive income vehicle, right? Dividends from stocks. That's a passive income. Digital products. That's also passive income. So basically, like if you write a book, you put it on the Kindle or etc. Royalties, business equity, that's income streams, right? So these vehicles, they enable financial freedom by decoupling, meaning separating your earnings from your active work hours. Okay? So you separate your earnings from your active work hours. Remember I said, don't tie your earnings to the hours that you have to work, because everybody only has 24 hours in a day. So you're going to cap your earning potential. All right, great. Now, quotes and meaning, let's pick it up. Quotes and meaning: rich make money, work hard; poor work hard for money. That was his quote, and it makes a lot of sense. Passive income is the foundation of financial freedom. So you're rich. The rich people, they make their money work for them to make more money. The poor people will work hard for their money. I want you guys to take a time and actually think about it. So leverage and automation. Money should generate income independently of active work. Again, we said that before. Use the automated systems, right? And weekly money meetings and automatic transfers, right? So that works. All right. So cultivating courage as a financial success factor. So courage has a lot to do with it. All right. So recognize fear as natural. So you're going to have fear when you're trying to do something different. And that is fine. Fear is a part of it, right? It's universal. But allowing it to dictate your actions, that's going to stall your progress. If you're that fearful and you don't want to take a step, it's going to stall your progress. So rich individuals acknowledge fear. They acknowledge that it's scary. Just like Jeff Bezos, when it was Amazon, he was on Wall Street, taking a risk to leave Wall Street to go straight and do Amazon. That's a big risk. He was afraid. He recognized that he was fearful, but he took a deliberate action regardless. Recognizing that courage is acting in the presence of fear, not in the absence of fear. Okay, that's why you need courage. You don't need courage for when you're not afraid. That makes no sense. You need courage for when you are afraid and you have to act anyway. These are facts. Okay, so building a courage habit through small steps. Here's how you do that. Consistent small acts of bravery. Keep doing small things that challenge yourself. Okay? Like making your calls, pitching your ideas, launching your projects. Right? That actually retrains your brain to be able to accommodate or to tolerate discomfort. expound. I don't need to expound anymore on it. Basically, everything that I said from before, right? You are going to be uncomfortable, but you need to be able to tolerate discomfort. Okay. Over time, this habit creates momentum and confidence, right? And it expands your risk tolerance. Your risk tolerance is needed for wealth accumulation. You can't be fraidy and not want to try things, or want to be like the 5 money personalities, like the miser, just keep it. A master, just keep it, and not make your money work for you. Okay. Real world examples of acting despite fear. Visionaries like Steve Jobs and everyday entrepreneurs exemplify success by facing fears directly. So therefore, we overcome barriers that stop most people because they're afraid. They don't want to continue. And we overcome those barriers, right? So embracing discomfort signals readiness for larger opportunities and growth. Right. Here's another thing. Embracing humility and the growth mindset. The wealthy people, they see themselves as perpetual students. They're always learning. Gaza Ricardo, as you know, even Mr. Palmer there, Cartel, said that he's always a student of the music. The continuous learning. You don't know everything. And the world keeps changing, so you can't know everything. You have to keep learning, right? Rich people, wealthy people, people who are progressive, we see ourselves as we're always learning something new. And you know what? It keeps life fun, to be honest, and keeps us excited. We understand that continual skill and mindset upgrades, they're fundamental to staying competitive and profitable. If you stop learning, you're not going to be as competitive as you should be. Okay? So arrogance and complacency, it leads to stagnation or decline. When people are arrogant, remember I was telling you before about people being arrogant, so they're not able to receive. Here it is. It ties right back in to being a bad receiver. If you're arrogant, you're not going to be able to receive advice and receive good information or receive ideas because you think you know everything already, right? And you're arrogant in your stuff. Now, correlation between personal growth and income growth. Remember, I told you it's not going to be comfortable. You growing is going to correlate with your income growth. So you expanding your skills, expanding your knowledge, and expanding your emotional intelligence, that actually enhances your earning capacity and your business success. This even ties into if you're still at a company. We were talking about last week. Okay, if you're still at a company and you expand your skills, so now not only can you drive a truck, but you can drive the truck with the heavy gases. You have another certificate. You become less dispensable. So it enhances your earning capacity. Okay, because you have gathered more skills. So the richer mindsets recognizes income potential is limited by self-imposed growth ceilings. Now, yes, this is a big one. There are self-imposed growth ceilings that a lot of people have. They taught themselves out of everything. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, no, I never did this before, so I can. Yeah, you never did it before, so what? When you were just born, you never walked before either, but you learned that, didn't you? At least try. At least try. Right? So a lot of these, and that's where you find a lot of people who are envious or jealous, because your freedom rattled their cages. Right? Because it shows a mirror to them that they could have tried too. These are facts. Right? So it's a mindset. It just self-imposed growth ceiling, so you can't grow no more. Right? This is where you stay and this season and you're stuck. Right? That limits your potential as a person and as somebody who will make income. So lifelong learning, wealth tied to continual education, mentorship, and self-improvement, right? Humility fuels growth, arrogance hinders it. I don't know everything. When I'm talking to my mentors, I soak up everything that they can tell me, everything. And I seek them out when I need help. Because I value their time and they value their time and I value their experience. And I value the fact that they're taking the time to share their experience with me so I don't have to waste time or money, right? So the poor think they know it all. Again, here it is. This is a quote from him. That wasn't my quote. The poor think they know it all, but the rich keep learning. If you're not growing, you're dying, right? So practical application. Commit to learning sprints. Commit to that, right? So do some courses, do some books, read, right? Do your mentorship. Build courage habits through small daily challenges. We're almost done. Yep. 2 more slides. So summary and action checklist. Summary and action checklist. Activate your millionaire mind. Quick implementation guide. Convert one income stream to results based pay this quarter to leverage your value over time. So you have your income stream, say your paycheck to paycheck, put away some towards some kind of investment or something towards result based pay, buy a stock or learn about it first, right? Learn about it first, right? Replace either or mindset with both and, right? With at least 3 tactical actions. How can I do this and do this? How can I work for 9 hours and still get to exercise? Maybe that means that I need to get up at 4:30. Maybe that means I need to be in bed by 11. It's going to take some discipline, but if I want to have both and, I'm going to have to do it. Okay? Begin monthly net worth reviews, right? Aiming for a modest month-to-month growth. So like 5% to 1%. You don't aim for more than that because you want it to be sustainable. And implement A.K.A.'s 6-jar system. Okay, with the automatic payroll transfers. So you don't have to think about it and you don't get tempted. Don't get tempted. Okay? Launch at least one passive income asset, such as an index fund investing, right? A mini course creation or rental property. Everybody can't do that all at once, but you can aim to it. That is the long-term saving, LTS. So you put money towards that long-term saving if you want that rental property. Commit to daily courage rep activities. So do things that will stimulate you being more courageous and more bold. Okay? Right. One action involving asking, offering, or raising fees. You can do that, right? Set a 12-week focus learning sprint. So do a course for 12 weeks or buy a book or buy some books, right? Something that will encourage you to continue and encourage you to do well. Miss BlueFire's final thoughts. Wealth is a holistic journey integrating mindset, your knowledge, your discipline, and action. By internalizing the secrets of the millionaire mind and applying them consistently, anyone at all can transform financial realities from limitation to abundance. Anybody can do it. Act today and grow tomorrow. Now, let me talk about being consistent. Being consistent is going to be hard, especially if you're just starting out, but at least you're starting. And at least you'll be able to track and learn why you weren't consistent and what you did wrong. Okay? But start. You have to start. Remember before last week I said, knowledge isn't power. Knowledge is potential power. Is what you do with that knowledge, that's when knowledge becomes power. So now you have all of these knowledge, you have the information here, you can go back and watch the lives, and you can see how you can implement it into your systems and into your life.